In this video, I'm going to be making the red light, green light game from Squid Game. The doll's head is going to turn, and it's going to use a motion sensor to detect contestant movement and eliminate them. And since I'm so bad at uploading consistently, I'm going to give myself 1 week to do this. And if I can't do it by then, I'm going to take a bite of an onion. So I think my time starts right about... now.
I'm winning this one. For real.
Oh! Why did it take so long?
Ugly looking robot just took my life.
This is a modified Nerf gun. It has a really small trigger pull, and I'm gonna use it to shoot at the contestants. I also have a bunch of electronics, including a motion sensor. I also have some servo motors in here somewhere, like this, which are gonna be used to pull the trigger of this gun. And this is the doll that I'm gonna use. I modeled it as close as I could to the actual one, but it's kind of like the Wish version of it. And I've actually had this printed out for a long time now, because I've had this idea for a long time. And I don't want you being all like, Taylor said he only has 1 week to finish the project. Coding this is going to be so difficult, but I think tonight I'm going to work on figuring out how to exactly make this thing work. Now, it had been a long time since my last Arduino project, but thankfully there's a ton of example code online, and by the end of the night, this is what I had. I know it wasn't much, but it was a start. Good morning. It's 11 o'clock. I've already worked on a car today. It's day 2, and I have a pretty promising setup. The only issue is I didn't save yesterday, so all of my code is lost, and that's what I'm going to be working on today. Keep in mind, this is just the programming of the electrical parts. I still have to design, 3D print, paint all the mechanical parts, and get this thing actually working within 1 week, or else I have to eat an onion. So this is what I have at the end of day 2. It consists of 2 servos, one for the head and one for the gun, a motion detector, a little buzzer, an LED back there, and I think that's it. And it's all controlled by this Arduino board that I've programmed up. And although my program wasn't finished, I had made solid progress in this project. So I left my messy workstation and called it a night. So it is day 3. I took way too big of a sip. It's like fresh out of the coffee pot. Okay. There we go. Today, I think I'm going to focus on 3D design because I have a lot of 3D printing ahead of me and that takes time. So I'm going to try and get 1, maybe 2 pieces modeled out and on the printer today. My main focus right now is designing some sort of cage or holder for this Nerf gun that will also hold this servo on here like this. This shape is kind of terrible to 3D model. Here's what I have of it so far. Like, what kind of angle even is that? So after a lot of work, this is my final model. It kind of has 2 clamshell pieces that are supposed to fit together over the gun, but it was really complex to make and I'm not sure how well it's gonna work. I highly anticipate needing to use my Dremel.
Not the Dremel.
Yeah.
Hello there. I'm pretty surprised at how much progress he's made, so might not have to eat that onion. We'll see though. So it is 3D printing right now, and I'm absolutely positive that it's gonna work out just perfectly.
Are you sure about that? That's gonna be like a funny cut or something.
You sure?
Good morning. It is day 3? Day 4? It's day 4. Was yesterday day 2? What is... So, it is day 3. Yesterday was day 3. Okay, so today is day 4, and to be honest, I haven't gotten much done. I've been thinking that the game really doesn't have a victory mode. There's no way to win. And I thought that maybe turning off the game could be the objective with like a little switch or something. But then I just figured, fine, I'll add some extra code and I'll put a button in to press for victory. I'm also going to try and solder up this mess so that I have it a bit more permanent. Oh, we're so close. 98! It turns out that waiting 2% on an all-day print takes a long time. So, while that was finishing up, I decided to start soldering. I got out my soldering iron. No, not that one. So this is the mess that I'm working with. I started by disassembling my prototype, making sure to keep track of all the connections. But in the meantime, it finally finished! It was bad. I had this idea in my head. I thought it was gonna be so good. It was so clean. Like, I had the idea that all the wires would be nicely laid down. This is what I made. I turned a bomb into a bomb. Ah, I forgot the resistors! 10 minutes later, they're soldered up terribly. It's 10 o'clock at night. I just want to see if this abomination will work. No way. Yes! Okay, so it does work. Shut up. It works. It looks terrible, but that's nothing a little bit of hot glue can't fix. And that's all she wrote for tonight. Good night. Why, hello. So it is day 5 of the challenge, and I have done some thinking. I used this board completely incorrectly. So I'm going to kind of remove some of the permanent solder connections, and then I'll use hot glue to make them more permanent. The solder smells good. Like, it smells sweet. I don't know if that's like the flux or like I'm inhaling lead fumes. So that's cool. My piece is finished printing, but they don't perfectly fit the gun. It just won't sit in there. So I need to somehow efficiently carve away plastic. I don't know if you're thinking what I'm thinking. So it's day 7 of 7, and the furnace kicks on right now. I moved to a quieter location. Connor, hold on.
All right, guys, make sure you stay tuned because Tyler has 1 day left, and he's still got some work to do, so that onion's still on the table.
Connor's working on a Rube Goldberg machine for physics class.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
I would say, bro, Connor, come on. I am on my last day of the challenge, and it's Sunday night. However, I started Monday night, which means I have a whole nother day to afternoon to get this thing done.
Bruh. Guys, the clock is ticking. The clock is ticking. So Tyler really needs to get this done. All right, Tyler? The clock is ticking, ladies and gentlemen. That onion, bro, he's going to turn it into Shrek if he's not careful, all right?
Because ogres have layers.
Onions have layers. Ogres have layers. Onions have layers. You get it.
Good luck on physics. Bye. And we go back to the shop. Wow, it looks so messy. Wow. Let me show you what I did on day 5. I hollowed out the back of the doll and put a servo inside to make the head move. I also printed out a box for the doll to stand on that was supposed to hold all the electronics and the gun inside, but to be honest, the print quality was really bad. And lastly, I finished carving out the gun holder. It looked really bad on the inside, but it actually held the gun and servo well, and that's all that mattered. This is the box that printed out. It's bad. This is what the kids would call dog water. The support material doesn't remove, and the top is all warped. This thing looks like it showed up from international FedEx shipping. And not to mention, it doesn't really fit. Like, a lot of the holes are the wrong size, so I don't want to use it. I thought about just trying to make it work and just kind of forcing it, kind of polishing the turd that it is, but I think I'm going to try and make a different box. Problem is, I can't 3D print it. I don't have the time. So, come with me.
Tyler, where are we going? It's an adventure.
I think I'm going to use this.
Guys, like the video if you think you should use it.
We have had this thing in our house for so long, and I don't know what it is, but we don't need it, so I'm gonna take the wood off of it. It may just cost me eating an onion, but I don't want to sacrifice on quality, and this is a sacrifice on quality.
That's not quality, guys. Like, look at that. No.
To end off the day, I decided to start painting the doll, and after this one coat, I decided to call it a night.
Bruh.
It is the final day, and I have the doll painted a little bit, but I didn't know what to do about this little hole right here. I think I'm gonna use my 3D pen to fill that in and then paint over it. Literally, just as I get this nice plastic on there, the hot glue separated, so I have to open it back up. So that's awesome. And now it's turning into a mess. Thankfully, I didn't have any more mishaps, so after a thorough plastic coat and a thorough sanding, it was looking pretty good, and all that was left was to paint the rest. I had to do some paint mixing to get the right tones, but overall, it wasn't bad. She is done. It looks so good. I am really happy with how it turned out. Maybe a little uncanny compared to the real one, but I don't care. I think it looks great. However, I am getting dangerously close to having to eat an onion, and to be honest, it's a foregone conclusion. I'm gonna have to eat an onion, but I don't care. I'm gonna make this thing the best I can, so I'm moving on to building the box. I used the scrapped plastic box as a reference for the wooden one, and to be honest, it was going really well, until I got paint on my Dremel. Oh, come on, man. Oh, come on, man. Oh, no. This is all I have. I have some drawings. Unfortunately, that's not all together. Which means that technically, I failed the challenge. And I think you know where this is going.
Filming. The cameras are rolling.
You thought I'd give it away that easy? You're gonna have to watch to the end to see that. Okay, slight issue. This stuff has a bunch of foam stuck to it. So that's gonna be a ton of work to get off, but I think it's my only option right now. Turns out it was my only option, so I scraped off all the foam, and after some careful planning and measurements, I got ready to cut out the panels of wood for the box. Time to cut the wood! Did anyone see me? So I got out my new toy, a Sawzall, and started cutting the plywood. To be honest though, it was pretty scary. I'm deciding to finish it by hand with this. Ew. I ended up cutting out the second panel with the Sawzall like a man, but I did end up getting shaken up. Then, to cut the panels down to size, I used a miter saw. It was pretty easy to do, and I only almost killed myself once. Then, to end the night, I used tape, wood glue, and a staple gun to put the box together.
Coco, you gonna eat the onion?
So, I just finished stapling this box up, gluing it up. It's not great right now, but I'm gonna sand it and make it look really nice and pretty. But the glue has to dry overnight, so I'm gonna say goodnight to day 8 of this endeavor. I started making holes in the box where the light, motion sensor, and gun equipment could stick out, but the drill bit kept getting snagged in the plywood. It was so stressful. This is the box so far. It looks pretty good. There were some mishaps, but I'm pretty happy with it. Next, I'm gonna stain it. And my monkey brain, I put wood glue on the outside of this, which doesn't take stain. But I heard that gel stain might be the solution. So I'm gonna try gel staining it, and I hope it goes perfectly. I had never encountered gel stain before, but surprisingly, it was a pleasure to use. And after a couple of coats of gel stain and polyurethane, the box was looking really good. All that was left was to add a few embellishments and then put the whole thing together. This is finished, so I'll let the paint finish drying and then let's play some Squid Game. Alright, we are here ready to play red light, green light.
But first, we gotta get into costume. I think we're ready.
That's his IQ. This is the finished Squid Game doll. Here's how it works. You take your bullet, put it into the barrel, pull the lever, and then it's ready to fire. All you have to do is plug it in, and it starts playing. So of course, you move during green light and stop on red light. If you fall and move on red light, it's gonna shoot you. Oh no! Just like that!
It shot me!
And if you're able to press the button on green light, you win the game. I forgot to mention, I programmed all of the red light and green light times to be randomized. I have no control over how long the red light and green light sessions are. In fact, that little song that she plays, sometimes she plays more of it and sometimes she plays less. It's completely random.
Don't shoot me! Don't shoot me! You don't want none! Yeah, that's right. That's what I thought. Don't do it. Don't do. Ah! Ugly looking robot just took my life. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's right. Don't mess with me. Do it. Hey! I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. Mark my words. That doll doesn't stand a chance against me. Why did it take so long? What did I do? Yeah, let's go. That's right. Take that. Take that. Yeah. L, hold this. That was a long cycle.
It was. Dude, please. Oh. Dude, I mean, it's too easy! I showed the finished game to some friends, and they were impressed. Some, more than others. They also cheated, of course, and tried to take advantage of my cheap, unreliable motion sensor.
Oh, he's quaking. Oh, oh, oh.
You're so so dumb.
Good job. Easy.
Connor tried to cheat too, but he wasn't as lucky.
Why does it work now?
Alright everyone, that's it. This is the Squid Game red light, green light game doll thing.
Copyright.
I nailed that.
2022. It turned out super cool. It was fun to play.
And I'm so happy with it. This is probably the most intricate project I've ever made, and I think it turned out really great.
It's very impressive. Thank you all for watching.
If you want to see any of our other videos or any other upcoming projects, feel free to subscribe.
And wait a minute. Aren't you forgetting something?
Roll the clip.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Like, head like kind of bites. I kind of don't want to do this. I gotta just channel my inner like it's an apple energy.
No way, you actually did it.
Oh yeah.
Yo. Tyler.
Oh no.
It's a white onion.
Tyler, how's that onion?
Good.
Nah, you're doing great.
Your choice.
Did you swallow that?
Got this.
Wow.
See you in the next video, guys.
1/8 of a bite.
How big of a bite that was!
And let's see another one.
It's like kind of
shall we?
spicy.
And
It's an onion.
these were your life decisions.